What is going on, everybody? So obviously you guys, I'm sure have seen the news by now. If not, here it is in a big plaster on the screen. DC Dual Force is closing. It will be closing at the end of February. Refunds should be coming out by the end of January. There's a lot of talking we could do about reasons why the game didn't work out. Obviously, there's, client bugs that were pretty obvious and persistent. Lack of mobile was an issue. Those are probably the two main things. There's other reasons as well, but I don't think it's super worth focusing on that fact right now. I guess it doesn't really matter. The game's closing. It is what it is. Really sucks because I thought this game was some of the best gameplay of a card game I've played. Was it perfect? Absolutely not. I don't think any game is perfect, but I think this was one of the most enjoyable card games that I've probably ever played. And maybe it's a me issue because all the card games I really like, mainly things like Elder Scrolls Legends, I like Phaseborn a lot. A lot of the games that I like just seem to not work out. So maybe I have a taste for games that are doomed. But regardless, Dual Force is closing, and that raises some questions both, in general, what's going to happen, and then what's going to happen on this channel. Channel-wise, obviously I took a nice long break. It just kind of coincided with I had family come to visit for the holidays right around the time when the announcement went live. So I was like, why, give up time with family and grind and make all this content for a game that doesn't really have a future? And making this video could wait, no problem. So it just kind of took that nice long break. Now that we are out of the new year, we're obviously not going to continue with Dual Force content because there is no future. So why should we have a future there? As far as what's going to happen for the rest of the channel, I'm not quite sure yet. Because there's just not really any other card games that really interest me all that much. I don't like Magic at all, which also rules out Eternal. I just don't like that style of card game. I don't really love Defender Chooses. I don't love the mana system. Just all of that really turns me off. So like those two card games are out. Hearthstone is a possibility, but Hearthstone is also so far along in its life cycle that A, it's not really growing anymore, and B, the power creep in that game is kind of at a level where it's hard for me as somebody who doesn't really play Hearthstone to jump in that late in the game and like die on turn 3. But Hearthstone is a possibility after the rotation occurs. Maybe we'll try and get used to it. That is one of the options on the table. As far as Runeterra goes, I wish I liked that game more. It's a beautiful game. It plays really well. I like some of the things they've done. The game just never really grabbed me, but maybe we'll try it again. Which kind of brings me to what my current plan is. I think my plan, at least for the short to medium term, is going to be more or less card game variety. Meaning we'll probably have a couple of videos on Hearthstone, a couple of videos on Battlegrounds, maybe a couple of videos on Runeterra, maybe a couple videos on Shadowverse. We're just going to try everything and kind of test our waters, see what sticks. Shadowverse also has a Shadowverse 2 more or less coming out, which could be an option. Really, I've always kind of enjoyed the gameplay of Shadowverse. I just really don't like the art style. That's always what held me back from that. And then we've got a couple other random games that I found on on Steam that we'll try out that are kind of early access or recent releases, which, does make me nervous because card games are incredibly hard to make work. So playing from an indie dev or smaller game is nearly impossible, but that's never stopped us before. So yeah, the plan is variety. We're going to play, my to-do list at the start is I have, I think, 2 or 3 indie games ready to go. And then we're going to go Hearthstone, we're going to go Battlegrounds, we're going to go Shadowverse, and we're going to go Runeterra to start as those 4. Over time, we might mix in some kind of single-player roguelites, some things like Monster Train, Slay the Spire, things like that. I don't really know. We need to try and... I'm going to just play what interests me for a little while until we can find a direction for the channel. And if a direction doesn't form, then I'll just, stop making content or only make content when it's fun. But if we can find a direction, we will kind of get back on track and keep this train rolling. So very sorry to hear about Dual Force. I'm actually very upset about it. I thought the game could have been excellent if they had the time to do things properly. But in the meantime, the show must go on. So if you guys have any suggestions for card games or anything like that, or suggestions for content around specific card games while we are in this variety stage, drop it down below in the comment section. Or if you know of any new card games that are coming out that I'm not aware of, that I should be aware of, let me know as well. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Appreciate your support on Dual Force over the time. Hopefully some of you stick around for whatever happens next. Yeah, thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.